Oh.
Hello there. Welcome to episode 5 of The Historian and the Maker. This is Dr. Rosamund Lily West, historian, lecturer and curator.
Yes, and this is Richard Chown, award-winning goldsmith and jeweller to the stars.
Thank you very much. And today we're doing our episode on something we're both quite interested in, which is quite a fascinating thing called chatelaines. And these were 18th and 19th century things.
Predominantly, yes. So the word chatelaine is a French word which means a female proprietor, I guess, of a castle.
Yeah, woman with the keys, wasn't it?
A woman with the keys, yes.
Always make friends with whoever's got keys.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's basically a piece of jewellery that is quite a complicated composite piece of jewellery that is attached to your waist and has practical things attached to it. And that practice of hanging something from your waist is obviously kind of centuries old, but we're kind of looking at this form of chatelaine which you see in the 18th and 19th century. No, it's not just practical.
It's a mixture.
They are beautiful as well, and they reflect fashions. And they're made of many different materials over time, and they're interchangeable, which is really interesting.
Yes.
It's a very interesting thing about them. So we're looking at them today because we've I don't know why we first came across them.
We saw one at the V&A. We went to the V&A and there was a great big one.
Oh, I think because of what you're.
No, you got me this afterwards because Rosamund bought me this. This is a chatelaine pencil, which I think is absolutely fab.
Yeah, it's a mechanical pencil.
Just trying to slide that out. This is a fun thing to have around your neck, so you can bend down and write stuff. You have to bend down. I mean, it would have been on a belt thing, so a chatelaine is a belt thing. So this picture shows how one was worn. So you can see this is a woman with a tight belt on, and the belt is important because these things are relatively heavy, and the reason they went out of fashion is because the clothes changed. Corsets stop being worn as much.
Well, you need a strong kind of waistband and a nipped-in waist, really, to attach that to. So she wouldn't necessarily be wearing a belt, but it's a sort of strong skirt that you're wearing to attach this to. But they wouldn't necessarily be very heavy.
Well, they're not. They've got to have a certain weight to them. I mean, this is lots of chains, and like if you wore this on like an elasticated waistband, it would pull your skirt down. Yes. That would not be appropriate.
This is a large one. I've never seen such a large one as this. I've first encountered them in museums, so I worked in museums, and you see them a lot in museums.
Okay. Have you seen any that you would wear?
It's difficult because, as we'll sort of talk about, we don't need a chatelaine because we've now got a bag, and also I don't need so many things around the house because I work outside the house.
Right.
So I don't carry them around with me.
Do people not wear them about then?
I don't know. I've seen artworks with women wearing them, although men wore them too, of a sort. And the only ones I can recall, the woman is indoors.
But are women really seen outdoors? That's a weird thing to say.
Women did go outdoors, yeah.
Well, no, because like there's societies when women don't. I don't know if it's Iran or something, or Saudi Arabia, when women aren't allowed to leave the house, it seems.
Yeah, but no, that's a good point, yeah. I've never seen an image of a woman wearing one out of doors. And I've never read anything of a woman wearing them outdoors, but I haven't done a big research into that.
I heard something about. I was watching some videos and people talking about things, and someone referencing a man seeing a woman get off a bicycle and her chatelaine clinking. I can't remember if this is modern fiction or not. This might be made up, but it was like
made up. Yeah.
That sounds made up. Well, I don't know. It's an interesting thing, and it depends. I think they're very strange things, which will probably come on to.
Yeah, to modernise, they look strange. But also, I think the type of things you are, in this period, and the types we're looking at, that you have on a chatelaine are very indoorsy things. Things like thimbles, embroidery scissors, keys to
a lot of these are like
things, or pieces of furniture.
This is a nice one with a clock on it. A watch.
This is a watch chatelaine from the Rijksmuseum.
Is that in Germany?
Amsterdam,
sorry. And it's got a watch which is obviously useful, and it's got these nice little fob things. Is that Dalmatian and a little Cupid.
Yes.
Like those are not functional. Oh, they're seals.
They're seals, yeah. They're very functional, yes. Yeah.
Well, very functional. Like, is it a fun thing? Is it a... She's got two.
Yes, but to write letters. But they're not just functional, they're fun too.
Yeah,
And
but
then
they're fun things to walk around with as a sort of display of yourself and all these things.
Yeah.
Because, like, she hasn't got a pen there. Like, these are, she's clearly got a writing station. She's clearly choosing to carry the seal. She hasn't got the candles and the wax. So these are things she's just choosing to walk about with to show off the pretty seals she's got, which, if anything, it would make more sense to keep them with her candles and her pens and her paper. This is not a useful thing to do.
You also see watch fobs with seals on, don't you, in this period? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
well, I think they're really cool. I mean, I make signet rings because I want people to seal their letters, seal their Christmas card. Buy a signet ring.
You made me a signet ring.
Yeah. Seal your Christmas cards with a signet ring. It's really cool. But this is a decorative choice. I mean, the watch is definitely useful. What are the other things? There's an acorny thing.
The thing to this side is a key, possibly for winding the watch.
Right.
And then the acorn-shaped thing here, it might have...
Do you know it's a little container?
It's a little container. It might have a bit of scent in it on like a piece of...
Snuff? Do they have snuff in it?
It might have snuff in it, yeah. It might have had snuff in it, yes, yeah.
Now, there's a thing I want... Sorry. This one is relatively sensible in the sense... This one is not. Now, I've got this whole question mark about... Because this is the first... Is this the one we saw at the V&A?
No, this is in the V&A's collection, but I can't remember what it... It was on display.
Yeah, we saw a very big one. And my first... not my first thought. My thought later was, how on earth do you wear this thing? Because I spent a lot of my life untangling chains. And it's not fun.
You untangle my chains sometimes.
Yes, that's not a euphemism. No. Sorry. But just imagine walking about with that. Like, how difficult would it be to not get just... Everything's going to get matting at a big knot and you've got to constantly sort of tease it out.
Yes, I guess so. But if, say, she had those all in a pouch, obviously without the chains, just the objects, that would also be a faff as well. And having them to hand and visible all the time when you're sort of busy going around the house would be quite useful. It would be easy to tangle those. But also remember that in the middle one, there's a part, I can't think what we'd call this, here.
It's like a bigger link to join them together.
Yeah, to keep those together.
There is some sort of notion of trying to avoid it, but when you've got more than 3 chains, you're in trouble. That's my, you never want to store more than 3 chains in a bag, or you've got a big job on your hands. And this is, I don't know.
Entanglement is an issue.
And also, when I'm making jewellery, I'm always asking myself, is this going to take a child's eye out? And I feel there's if you take there's a pair of scissors on those. They're just over on the side, over there. There's a pair of scissors, and I think if you just take a sharp turn, you've got a flying pair of scissors on you, which could kill someone. So I think I don't know how practical these really are. I think they're a little over the top.
I think they're both. They're practical. They're practical and decorative.
Yes.
So I just kicked something over.
I think there's a mixture. I mean, some of these I think are very practical. Some of these are sensibly decorative, and some of these are just a bit weird.
Like over the top.
Some of these are very over the top. Okay, like this. If anyone really, I've been thinking a lot about the idea of trying to show off you're useful. Is it something you're wearing to make it look like you do something useful when actually you don't really? Because you're wearing this very decorative thing. And I don't know about I think a lot about the Victorians and things I don't know very well, which is, I feel like they were trying to look very sort of Protestant work ethic-y. They were doing sensible stuff the whole time, but at the same time they wanted to dress up. And was this sort of filling a niche where you wear these very complex decorative things that make it look like you can do a lot of things, but actually they're a bit counterproductive because they get in the way.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all of the above. I mean, on the one hand, you might have, say, a housekeeper of a busy house wearing a chatelaine that would be quite practical and might be steel or something, wouldn't be gold, and that would show her status of that very important job and her status in the house, and to have the keys and that trust in her to have the keys. But then, you can have other ones maybe, do you want to scroll to that enamel one that we've got? This one is very beautiful.
I think I love this one.
And it's enamel, and that is a sort of fashion object. So they're all of the above.
I've got a slight hesitation about it sort of smacking against itself and knocking the enamel off.
Yeah, I
Which
mean,
would
a
be
woman
alright.
wearing this wouldn't necessarily wear it every single day for years and years.
Yeah.
And also, a lot of women wearing this aren't necessarily moving a lot, you know.
Right.
Women that were moving a lot, that were working, wouldn't be necessarily, say a woman working in a mill, cotton mill, say, wouldn't necessarily be wearing a chatelaine.
No. Well, she might have something similar. She might have things tied to
something
herself.
tied for herself, but she wouldn't be wearing something like this that's going to get whacked and the enamel's going to chip.
Because also, like, isn't part of it about being mobile? You're having it stuck to yourself, so you're mobile.
your
But then in the
hands
flip side, these things make you immobile. Which is, it is this contradiction that...
Well, I think like the example you gave of a woman wearing a chatelaine on a bicycle is possibly unlikely.
Right.
So I think most women, if they were riding a bicycle, would take...
I wanted to I've got some modern equivalents, which are much more masculine. And this is 2 by Leatherman and 1 by Victorinox. So this is my favourite Swiss Army knife. And I was obsessed with these as a kid. And I feel these, like a Swiss Army knife is very much what a chatelaine became. So maybe that's why they really went out of fashion. But this isn't enamelled in gold. This is very much, well, it's a Swiss Army knife. Like, oh, I can take on the world. And I used to fantasize about how I could take on everything with this. And this is a very nice one. It's got this very nice pair of pliers, which are, there's nothing quite like these pliers. They're very useful for a very specific thing. And it's got a bunch of things. Swiss Army knives obviously have the corkscrew, which is very important, which a Leatherman doesn't, but a Leatherman has a lovely pair of pliers in the middle. These are Leatherman Wave. I wanted one of these for a very long time, and I got one for Christmas for my brother once, and I was very, very happy. And then I've got this fantastically ridiculous bracelet by Leatherman, which is covered in like umpteen different screwdrivers. And you can take it off, and you sort of pop one out, and then you use it like that. I have worn this. I have never used it as a tool. It's a wonderful idea, and it's really cool. You are carrying 2 Phillips screwdrivers around with you as you go, and it is really cool. But I have never ever used it. Oh, there's a bottle open hiding in there. Now I think this is purely decorative.
Yes.
It's the idea that you can make stuff and you can do anything at any moment, but you really can't because it's utterly ridiculous. All it does is pulls your arm hair out. One of these, I remember seeing. I did stage crew work for a while, and I thought these are the coolest things ever because you'd have like a leather pouch on your belt with one of these in. I always thought people with these in were really, really, really cool, and so I was very happy when I got one. And I thought I can do anything now, and I'm a proper grown up. So I feel like that's a kind of masculine equivalent, but there is an element of them being very decorative and rather than practical.
And I think something that chatelaines maybe have over these, correct me if I'm wrong.
Nothing has anything over Leatherman. Sorry, I can't let that stand.
I like how the chatelaines are interchangeable. Like you have the hook, and you can just, like on a watch chain, and you can just unhook and you can change the parts. So
that's
they
the
can.
size of one bit. This could be a chatelaine ornament.
No, like this is the size.
Yeah, sure.
You know, and some of them are quite smaller things.
Yeah.
So I like that, the way you can change it depending on who you are, what you need it for, fashion, taste, whether bits get worn out or you could lose a bit, perhaps.
Yeah.
I like that, how they're kind of interchangeable and they can sort of move with you and your life and your fashion. I think that's quite nice.
This one looks more practical.
Yeah, this one just has 2 chains, but you can see the hook. This isn't
big,
very
fat
clear.
hook.
The hook that sits on your waistband, which is very substantial.
I was thinking about the idea of a keychain.
These aren't really like a keychain.
But a keychain, you don't leave the keys flapping about.
Sometimes you do.
I've seen, I've had keychains. I've been part of that generation wishing I could use a skateboard but not in any sense being able to. And having your keys on a chain, but then your keys are in a pocket. And the chain is sort of functional and decorative at the same time.
Yeah, it depends.
But you don't leave the stuff flapping about.
Yeah, well, I've done that. I've worked in museums, front of house, where you've had keys and you hang them off your walkie-talkie because they're too big to go in your pocket. And
but
also,
did you take it off and then, was it on a chain?
No.
Yeah, no, so that...
No, I just hung it on the thing because I didn't have a chain.
But
a lot of people did have a chain. I just chose not to.
Because I can imagine if I had my keys, if I didn't have pockets...
Partly because I didn't have a belt loop.
Right, but if I didn't have pockets, which I don't know why they didn't have pockets, because pockets don't seem that hard.
They did have pockets.
Okay.
But women's pockets were sort of within the dress.
Yeah.
So you'd have to delve into your pockets, whereas a chatelaine, you can see visibly everything you've got and just grab it.
I think a lot of women would have had apron pockets, because I have a lot of aprons, and I have a lot of apron pockets.
Yeah.
And I'm a great believer in a big apron pocket. You can have things just there and you can pull them out.
Women did have apron pockets, but again, you have to sort of fumble about in your pocket. Whereas the chatelaine, you can just look and immediately. It's just so practical.
Well, yeah.
You can just see everything. Everything's just there.
I'd be so paranoid about catching on things. It seems so counterintuitive to have things hanging loose on chains off yourself, just because.
Yeah, it's difficult to embody people's experiences in the past when we are so far removed from their experiences, and what it's like to wear those clothes and be in those spaces.
I mean, part of me is
hard to put ourselves in that
lot of
position.
these ones with the longer chains with the tools on the end. I find myself wondering, were the things not also in a pocket? Like, 'cause the benefit of having something on a chain, you don't lose it. So say you've got a pair of scissors. You need scissors all the time. Say you work in some sort of textile thing, you have to move around and not lose your bloody scissors. You have scissors on a chain so you don't lose them, but then I'd also have them in a pocket. So there's part of me wondering if a lot of these things were then in pockets, but we're not seeing that. Because the images we see them, we don't see many images of working class women from 17th and 18th century. And the ones we do with paintings, which tend to be quite posed. So I don't know. I find it difficult to know exactly how these things would have been used. And it seems very strange that they'd just be hanging out on people. So I do wonder if a lot of these were then also tucked into pockets.
Well, they had pockets, so they would have had things in their pockets.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And also, it's a display thing. They are beautiful. And also, it can display your status.
Yeah.
You know, that you have the keys.
I do get that.
Yeah.
I still think they're very strange, though. I love the idea of carrying tools around with you. I've carried a lot of tools. I think it's great. And part of me thinks a lot of these chatelaines are incredibly strange. Okay?
That's good. I like them.
I think I like them. This is my favourite thing you've given me. I bloody love this pencil.
You.
And I figured out how to change the pencil.
Yeah, and that's how you see chatelaines a lot now. Nobody wears chatelaines, but you can find in antique shops parts of chatelaines like that, like a mechanical pencil. You can just use them as pendants.
What I need to get good at is whittling little pencils down, like IKEA pencils. Get an IKEA pencil and whittle it down so I can shove it in. Because it's only useful if you can change the pencel.
Yeah, and betting shops used to have little pencils like that, didn't they?
I wouldn't
Not that
know.
I went in betting shops.
No, of course not, no.
Shall we finish?
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.